February 1943. Despite the sand and heat and immense losses, we've pushed the enemy back to Tunisia. Now we must face Erwin Rommel. Victory here will cut off Germany's access to Middle Eastern oil.
Okay, so as you guys can see here, guys, I have played the first mission, Operation Torch. This was a while back, and now we're going to go ahead and jump into the Battle of Tunisia and see how it goes. I have high hopes for this game. I really haven't focused on it so much. Alright, here we go, guys. So, right off the bat, one thing I noticed, a little bit of a cartoony look to the units, which is not something that I necessarily dislike, as long as there's depth to the game. So, over here, we can already tell there's no actual names for the units, just GI Fire Team, no 3rd Division, 1st Division, or anything like that. As far as I can tell, there's no ability to rename units, but who cares, you know, that's something you can kind of overlook for the most part. We've also got air positions here, or I should say an Air Force, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get near this particular tank. Looks like some sort of Hetzer, or what's it called? Martyr. That's what it is. And we actually did 76 explosion damage. Wow. So we look at that, guys. One actual plane did a tremendous amount of damage to that tank. I'm wondering if we can go ahead and take it out with another plane. So far, the actual gameplay seems kind of cool. I like the explosions, being able to see it, the unit destroyed, and we actually get a little burning fire in the middle of Lekef, or the town of Lekef. Now, I wonder, can we actually take cities like you can, for instance, in Panzer Corps and stuff like that? We're about to find out. So I'm going to go ahead and move my tank unit into Sukaras, and I wonder if we suddenly take control of that city or what happens. Let's go ahead and move these guys as well, and the rest of these men as well. Alright, so this is a fuel truck. I guess ostensibly we're going to have to refuel units as we move through the game. It's pretty awesome. I don't like the fact that we're moving through a very narrow pass here. I'm guessing that's going to cause us some troubles, but we're going to try to overcome that anyway. And what I really want to do is try to see how can we actually bring reinforcements to our units. I wonder if we even can, or if this is just the game the way that the game is played, in which you know, you kind of don't get reinforcements. You just have to deal with what you have. That may be pretty cool. As you can see here, we could buy more tanks for 10 grand. That's a lot of money. But we have $0, so we can't buy anything at this point. Let's go ahead and end our turn and see what our enemy is gonna do. One thing I'll say, kind of right off the bat, the actual music is a little bit, a little poor, I would say, to be quite frank. Reminds me kind of elevator music. Wow, a critical hit there by the tank, and I'm trying to wonder, how could he possibly get a shot over those mountains? That's a little troubling. He definitely got a shot over those mountains, and I don't think a tank would be able to do that, but maybe some sort of special tank, who knows. It looks like we've got some 88s up here as well, and I like the fact that most of the tiles are, there's a fog of war, and you have to actually uncover them before you discover what is exactly there. That's kind of cool. You know, it doesn't make or break the game, but it's interesting. So we want to take this town right here. That's my main goal right here, right now. It's now our turn, of course, and we're going to move up. First, I want to take this tank out. And since these airplanes seems to be so good at taking out tanks, I'm going to go ahead and start dropping bombs. We got a nice little hit there. Let's try to get another one. And I do like the voice acting. The voice acting's pretty cool. Propeller spinning. I don't know why this guy can't attack this tank unit. Let's see if he can attack the infantry. Apparently not. Maybe he's out of ammunition. Also here on the right side, as you can see, I like this a lot. It actually shows you the different attacks that happen that turn and the results of them, etc. So I would say that is a pretty cool feature there. Let's move up and see if we get that lucky shot on the tank like they got on us. So we're going to go for the Panzer III behind this tank. And there we go. We destroyed a target. Pretty awesome. We got a burning tank on the road. And let's move up this guy right here, the M3 Lee, and see if he can assist us. Unfortunately, he's going to have to wait a turn before he does anything. What about this single unit here, the M1 combat car? And I'm starting to think that all that these numbers really represent are the unit's actual strength, not in terms of actual numbers, but more in terms of the unit itself. So for instance, a Sherman is a 5, maybe a lesser tank would be a 3, something like that. That's at least how I'm seeing it now. I may be totally mistaken. Like I said, this is a first look. Haven't played the game in a long time, and when I did play it, I really didn't play too much of it. So should be interesting. All right, let's go ahead. We've definitely got to fire back at the Panzer IV. That thing is going to break us. It will break you if we get too close. And yeah, once again, here we go. Another shot over seemingly a mountain. That's a bit odd. I can't say I'm a fan of that, and doesn't seem to be very realistic at all. But it is what it is. You know, what can you do? So let's go ahead. Can we start moving our troops out? Yes, that's cool. He answered my question for me. Nice enough guy. And I'm actually going to bring this plane in and see if I can blow up this Panzer IV and get rid of it. Looks like our main objective is to destroy these enemy airfields, or one of our objectives is anyway. So we probably do want to head over there and destroy them, maybe with our Air Force. Probably a good idea. I'm also guessing that our Air Force probably has fuel capacities, etc. And since this guy has no more ammunition, we'll bring him back to the base next turn. So let's go ahead. We will end the turn once again. Let's see what the enemy does. Another thing I like to take a look at in first looks is whether or not the AI is up to the task, as it were. And okay, did I hit the button? There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and see. All right, they're moving up. Looks like they're moving their infantry out of the town. It's weird, but they're moving them into a forest position, so that does make sense. And we've got some enemy aircraft. I'm curious to see how the air combat will go. Unfortunately, it looks like that airplane that we sent there to hit the tank just got blown out of the sky, and that's unfortunate, but hopefully we can make up for that. So here we go. The Martyr's firing on us now, and I didn't even see this location. I didn't realize how huge the map was. We were just fighting on one front, but in reality, there's multiple fronts. So we'll be able to take a look at that next turn. And all right, some explosion damage, a lot of misses as well. That's pretty cool. There we go. The 88s had to start firing eventually, and it looks like they're trying to actually take out our airbase, which doesn't seem like a very friendly thing to do, but, you know, they're Germans. What do you expect? Now, we're definitely not going to assault that position because there's machine guns there. I really want to focus mainly on this position, and we'll defend the other front. So let's take a look at that other front, what we've been totally ignoring, and see if we can return fire with our artillery. Let's see if we can blow up these infantry bunkers. And if we could do that, maybe I would consider an assault. All right, move up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And now we can actually fire on the 88s. Yes! Unfortunately, the 88s, when they fire back, utterly annihilate us. And that's pretty true to life. Let's lower that screen a little bit. Move up. And we're just going to have to basically do a blitzkrieg attack on the 88s here and try to take them out. They're really the most dangerous thing on the field right now. So I think destroying them would be a major Sorry about that, guys. It would be a major improvement in our actual battle. So let's go ahead and attempt to blow them up at least. Keep moving these guys up too. Move this guy up. And let's go up to this other front and see if we can't break through these German lines over here. So we're going to open fire on the Panzer IV. And I guess at this point we could flank the unit. And I wonder if flanking makes a difference in this game, whether or not it actually improves damage or not. Let's go ahead and try to flank this unit and see if it does. Wow, it should have. It does certainly looks like we did a lot of damage. Then again, that unit was already pretty weak. And unfortunately, we can't get through this pass with this fat tank. We're going to have to do something about that. Let's move this guy up. Open fire. There we go, Panzer IV. We got a critical hit on our guy and lost him, unfortunately. And I'm going to go ahead. I wanted to engage this enemy aircraft. So let's bring in our Thunderbolts, or actually there are Dauntless, and see if we can get a shot on the enemy aircraft. One thing I seem to like is there is sort of a range for the units. For instance, the tanks are able to fire at tanks several tiles away. I kind of like that. But there are a few things in the game that I'm not really liking at the moment. One of them is the terrain doesn't seem to really do much. If a tank can shoot through a mountain to hit its enemy, that's not very realistic. You know, I do like the actual setup for the bars, the health bars. The actual size of the map is pretty cool too, and the fact that you have multiple fronts that you have to sort of explore and exploit. But overall, I'm not sure. I also really like the burning wrecks that are left after the battles. I think I would need to play this game a lot more to determine whether or not it's something that I would recommend. There's a lot of games like this in this genre. Panzer Corps is one of them, and it is absolutely exceptional. And I really think that to be a good, you know, World War II turn-based strategy game, you're going to take a lot from Panzer Corps anyway, and that's likely what happened. Oh, there we go. We gave them some fuel. That's awesome. So next turn, they'll actually be able to move and do some damage. But I am liking it. I like the base system. Obviously, as you can see here, we can build, instead of actually, how should I say this, acquiring units via a deployment panel or something like that, we can actually build them at a base, and these bases can be destroyed. So that does add another level of interest to the game. Another thing I noticed is this map is massive, and certainly if we continue this campaign, it would take quite a long time, probably a few hours. So this is definitely worth the money when it comes to actual content, as there are a number of different battles, and each battle is absolutely huge. It has to do with the World War II theater. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first look on this particular game. I would say maybe a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 right now. Obviously, if I played more, learned more about it, I may very well enjoy it even more, but an interesting game nonetheless. I would definitely recommend a purchase, especially due to the price. It's pretty low. I believe it's $20. And I would also recommend that you take a look at Panzer Corps if you haven't already, and see if that's more to your liking. If not, you may prefer this. It is pretty. It's a prettier game for sure, and I do like it. So take care, guys. Have a great day. If this review helped you, consider possibly subscribing to the channel and or dropping a comment down below, leaving a like. It all helps. Thanks so much, guys. Take care, and have a great day.